It's
Oh,
okay.
there
Wait.
we are.
All
Hey.
right. Hi. Sorry, guys.
We were
Well,
sitting here talking, and I look up and I go, "Oh my God! It just says scheduled. It doesn't say live. Are we live?" So I texted, and they're like, "No, you're not live." I'm like,
all
"Okay."
right. Now we are. Okay. We were just talking. Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Talking about energy.
Mm-hmm.
Jason and I were talking about energy backstage. I'm Mary the Medium. This is Jason. Uh, TJC
Scissor
Scissorhand,
hands. Yeah. I cut. I'm a
Squirrel
stylist.
Wrangler, Squirrel Wrangler.
Yeah.
I'm a ghost
Well.
butt pincher.
Well. On the topic of wrangling squirrels, Brooke and Jeff aren't with us tonight.
Right.
They had some family stuff, so I am kind of, bear with me. I'm kind of doing Jeff's job, and so we are kind of changing it up a little bit tonight. We're going to talk more about Mary and her gifts and focus on that. We do have a few cases to cover, but we did this before. Let me see if it does it again. We have Jeff here in spirit. We got to get this part out of the way. Okay, here we go.
He's not dead, people.
He's not dead. This is just, yeah, no.
This is his spirit.
Did I go away?
No, you're there. Okay, so what Jeff is saying. No, you're there, Jason. Can you see me? Jason, am I the only live? Jason went away. I don't know what happened. So now can you hear? Now can you see me? Oh, Jason went away again. Okay, so basically, so Spirit has a message to carry through me. I'm the medium, and Jeff says it perfectly every week. Is that that it's for entertainment purposes only. What you hear me say is my opinion, okay? But it's actually coming through spirit. And if you have a problem with what comes out of my mouth, with where I channel spirit, take it up with spirit. That's what Jeff would have said had he been here. Is that right?
Yep.
Okay.
And I don't know why when I hit play, it cut me out because it's on my phone and not my tablet.
Oh, yeah, that's probably right. I don't know. But anyway, nice to see you, Jeff, in spirit.
It looks like we got Brooke in the chat.
Yay! Hey, Brooke.
Hey, Brooke.
You're supposed to be at a family party.
Mm-hmm. Well, we got her, and then okay, so that. All right.
Yeah.
So let's take Jeff off this. We don't need. He's gonna.
Yeah.
I want to do this. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm still, bear with me. I'm learning all these these controls and everything. I'm like hit the wrong button and it I disappear.
Oh, no. You're doing great.
All right. So yeah.
So tell me about the energy we were talking about when we thought we were live and we were not live.
Well, I would say it's the Schumann resonance.
Okay, now what is the Schumann resonance?
It's kind of it's the frequency that the earth itself gives off, and all living, like we give off a certain frequency.
Right.
And it's for instance, they were when 9/11 happened, there was a spike in the Schumann resonance, meaning like it's kind of like we're all connected on energetic, like they say we're all, and even people around the world that weren't necessarily directly connected, they felt it. It was felt. So it's there's two facilities that record it, one in Russia and one in Italy.
Oh,
and
Italy,
it's just one of those.
really?
Italy, yeah. I'm not sure exactly where.
Okay.
But they I mean, it's one of those things. If you're sensitive to energies or electromagnetic, that kind of thing, I'll look back on it and just, reflect, kind of see, like, because I'll remember one night I'll get jolted awake, or, there'll just be like, I'll feel a shift. And usually I can look back on the chart, the graphs or whatever, and it matches up.
Okay.
So it's not really, it's more just an observation to kind of like recognition of patterns.
Right. Okay.
So,
gotcha. Okay.
So, yeah, that was just kind of interesting as far as, but it's kind of crazy how, and it's a full moon tonight. So the last full moon of 2024. So put your
Is it
intentions
really?
for the next year out there.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
Okay, I just did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not supposed to say it, am I?
No. Keep it to yourself.
Okay. Okay. All right. So what do we got tonight?
Well, tonight we're going to kind of focus more on you, Mary.
Okay.
And we're going to, yeah, I thought we'd take this time to kind of, maybe just share a little bit more about your gifts, how you know, like kind of, how they got, how you know,
okay.
your history.
All right. So, okay. So a lot of you know, okay. So I was born in the deep South, and in the deep, deep South, guys, like segregation is still very prevalent where I'm from, unfortunately. Unfortunately. I was born in a small town, 300 people, 5 churches. So that tells you what everybody did every day on the weekends during, the summer. It's a Bible school, Sunday school, so I grew up in the church. Let's see, my dad was the small town doctor of this small town, small town, 300 people. And so when I was about 5, I remember I had this big giant stuffed dog. To me, as a small little kid, anything bigger, than my forearm, was a massive animal. And I had this giant stuffed dog named Big Dog. And so at night, and it wasn't just me, it was my identical twin sister, Amy. And I have a sister named Claire, and I have a brother named Boyce. But Amy and I, my identical twin, she was also gifted. Amy went to God in 2002. And but when we were 5 years of age, I had to cover myself up at night. I had to build a fort around me with all my stuffed animals and some of Amy's, and pillows, and I got cat hair all over me. Pillows, and and blankets to cover up my gift. I didn't know what it was. I was 5 years of age, and so I would see all these people come into my room at night, and I thought, Mom and Dad are having another party. Maybe we could sneak out and eat some food, reach our little hands up on the table and grab some foods, a bridge party. But it was happening every night, and I thought, damn, they really are having a lot of parties. And all these people in my room, they came to stare at the twins. No, it never occurred to me that what was standing at the end of my bed, all these people were dead people.
Okay.
They were dead. And
was Amy also seeing them?
Yeah.
So it was like,
oh yeah,
because you both were seeing them, it probably was like, okay.
Yeah. and so, we would huddle in the bed together. We had twin beds in our room. She would sleep in one bed closest to the window, and I would sleep by the door. And I have to this day, folks, you see all these lights? Guess what? They stay on 24/7.
Yeah.
Me. At night, especially at night, I have to have noise, I have to have lights, and it's to block out all the requests for help when I go to sleep. And I have to have lights on. So anyway, so it started at a very young age, and it changed as I got older. I remember being in my 20s out to eat. I was working in the yachting field for 25, 30 years. And one of the places that I went out to eat, I decided when I smoked, I decided, and the yacht crew were in one room, and I walked into the bar area to light up a cigarette. And I looked at the lady sitting next to me, and I kind of looked at the other person sitting next to her. And up above their heads were small people, like real small people, like their loved ones had shrunk down from life size to real small, and they were standing above their heads. And I'm in my 20s when I see this, and I'm going, I knew I had some intuition, psychic intuition, but I kept it a secret simply because of my family, because of my daytime job. Okay, and my daytime job was that as a chef. And, and I needed my daytime job. And so I looked at the lady at the bars and smoking my cigarette, and I said, "Who's Phyllis?" And she turned and she looked at me, total stranger. She looked at me and she goes, "How'd you know her name?" I said, "Well, if I were to tell you, you probably wouldn't believe me, but she's standing above your head. And who's Ed?" And she goes, and her mouth fell wide open. And she said, "How do you know about Ed?" And I said, "Well, because I see him and Phyllis together." And it turns out Ed was her dad who was dying in a hospital, and Phyllis was beside the bed at the time. But I saw both of them above her head. And so I'm like, "Well, let me finish my cigarette. Gotta go now. See you later. Bye." Because I freaked them out. And in the process, here comes this total woman in to ask them who these two people were. I didn't know her name. I wouldn't recognize her today if I were to see her. And so I'm like, "Well, see you later. Bye." So I ran out of the bar, ran and sat back at the crew table. And Richard looked at me, my ex, and he goes, "You look like you just saw a ghost." And I said, "Actually, yes, I
Yeah,
did.
I did too.
Yeah."
Yeah.
And so the lady comes out to the table full of, brand new yacht crew, and nobody in the crew knew I had a gift. And my ex, who did not want me to even delve into my gift, "You'll get lost in that, blah 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 blah." I said, "But I was born with it. So was Amy. If I need to use it to help people." So the lady comes out to the table and she goes, "That is the most incredible gift I have ever seen. Do you know she has a gift?" And Richard shook his head. "Yes." "Wow." The woman goes, "Thank you so much." And I shrunk. I started getting lower and lower and lower until I was almost under the table. And of course, a lot of the other yacht crew didn't know what she was talking about.
Right.
But they figured it out. How one of my...
Did anyone have like what, were they all open to it, or were did you?
Some were.
Some.
I had a Filipino crew and on board one of the yachts, and just they were like my brothers. I worked with them for 15 years.
Okay.
And one of them, I just had a bad premonition about him leaving without his radio. And I said, "Absalon," I said, "don't go to that beach unless you have your radio with you." I was the chef on board. My other half was the captain. "Don't worry, Beth, Mary Beth, I have my radio. I promise." I said, "You promise?" And I talked to Tanya, who was the stewardess, and Epsilon and Tanya were going to the beach. And I said, you better make sure you have your radio on you. Don't worry. You know, you're such a worrywart. Blah, 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 blah. I said, please, God, have your radio on you. Epsilon dropped dead on the beach.
Whoa.
They did not take their radio. And I saw this, and I couldn't stop it. So everybody thinks, oh, wow, this would be wonderful to have a gift like yours. But guys, I'm going to tell you another story. Okay. And I was started happening when I was 8 years of age. Then it happened when I was 16. Then it happened in my 20s. And then it really started happening in my 30s. Okay. Nonstop. And I kept seeing myself die in my dream. Okay. And I honestly didn't think I was going to live to be as old as I am now. And then one morning I was in Costa Rica. My identical twin sister was in Italy. And I woke up screaming and crying. And I realized I had finished the dream. The dream, I kept seeing myself laying face down on my side on a mattress. And it was not a very pretty place. And so I woke up. I always saw my body laying there, and I walked up on the body and I realized, well, those aren't my sweatpants. Those isn't my sweatshirt. That's not the color that I have. See, Amy and I would have the same clothes, but just different colors, you know? I mean, we're identical twins. And even when we ordered out like different clothing stores and stuff, be the
Do you get like the
same
same thing, just different color, maybe?
Exactly the same thing, but just different colors. So in my dream, I walked up on what I thought was me laying face down. And for all these years, you know, thinking 30 something years that, you know, I was going to die when I was 36, 38. And I realized it wasn't me, it was Amy. So I ran to the phone. And back then we didn't have, you know, cell phones on the yachts. I mean, we did, but I ran to the phone and I called her in Italy. And I said, Amy, you got to get to a doctor. I said, I just saw you die. And within 1 week, she was dead. And seeing this and not being able to stop fate.
Right.
Not being able to get on a plane and be there and help her. But she was there when I got there. When I got there for her funeral, you know, my whole family went over there. But guys, this is the one part of my gift that a lot of people don't see. Okay. And so it's morphed over the years. It went from, you know, having people stand at the end of my bed to people being this tall above people's heads and bright neon lights, to then it morphed into psychic, really psychic knowing. Then it morphed into, wait a minute, why am I seeing so-and-so in a third world country? Why is he there? And what is he doing? Remote viewing, to being a full blown medium. Your gift, if you are gifted, and I don't believe you can learn this in any school, if you are naturally born with the gift, your gift will change as you grow older. May not be what it was when you were a kid. And so my gift is now, and that hurt to sit on my leg, by the way. I can't sit like I used to sit when I was a kid. So, you know, so my gifts changed. So I'm a psychic medium remote viewer. And now, I mean, I can see them full blown. Some spirits are full blown. Like, I have a video of a guy sitting in my backyard and he morphs and he changes and he's dead. And I got that
Is
on
that the one in New Hampshire?
Yeah. And Yeah, and so I can get them on, and I always thought it was my camera with being able to take pictures of the spirits. I thought it was my camera. So I didn't want to trade my camera in. I didn't care it was 30 years of age. I didn't want to trade it in. My phone. It wasn't the phone, folks. And when I came out with my gift, when I came out of hiding, nobody believed that someone had a gift like this, like being able to capture a ghost standing there talking to you, or being able to get them in video. And I sent you a video.
Yeah.
Jason.
Do you want? I've got. Do you want to start with the video clip, or I can?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, let's start with that, and I'll tell you about it.
All right. I'm gonna play this. And just I think we played this before. Just kind of the sound is as loud as I can make it. So I'm gonna hit play.
Okay, in this live photo, there is a woman wearing a hat and a blue, maybe dress, but I can't really see it. She's hiding behind the tree and she's looking at me. Okay. And look, there looks to be other souls back there too. But in this live photo, it goes weak. Weak.
Okay. I mean, that woman had to have been from the 30s or 40s. I was actually in Sarasota at Ringling Brothers Museum and on the grounds of Cottage there, and that happened to be in the tree line, the bushes around Cottage. And this woman comes out in this 1940s dress, and a photo that I have, a live photo.
And you were saying, because I was saying about, just with digital cameras and photography, that you are actually capturing something. It's not an anomaly. Like she was putting forth the energy to like present herself, and that's what you were capturing it.
Yeah, absolutely. And so, and she said weak, and I don't know if it meant she was weak in real life or if she was weak in, because it took a lot of energy to show up in those colors and what she was wearing. And
so like solid.
Yeah, I mean, solid. And so I think she was from the 30s, 1930s, or 40, probably 30s or 40s. Could have been the wife of John Ringling after his first wife died. I don't know. Maybe she was, and that was my thought, was that was his second wife who was weak, who, was there for the money kind of thing.
Did you get like the reason why she did she have a reason for coming forward, or is she kind of like just
she's stuck?
She's stuck. Okay.
Stuck. Yeah.
Yeah.
Earthbound. Yeah.
Earthbound. Okay.
And so is John Ringling, and so is his wife Maybill, or whatever her name was.
Now, is there anything that they can name, like cross over at some point, or are they're just going to be stuck there for?
They're going to be stuck there for the rest of eternity, and the reason is because how they treated other people, they enslaved other people, and how they treated animals. Boy, did I let him have it about animals. You don't treat people this way. You don't enslave them and show them as sideshows. And you definitely don't treat animals bad, because they're also God's creation. So he's stuck, and he hates me.
Well, for good reason. I mean, yeah.
Right.
That's right. I mean, so there is consequences for your actions.
Yeah. And all these famous people, John Ringling. Oh, yeah, I got to meet him, but not in real life, in spirit form, and he hates my guts.
Well, I mean.
Yeah.
Well, you did send me some pictures. Is there something you want to start with as far as
Well, just put one up and I'll tell you about it.
Okay. Well, I just think this one is very interesting because it's kind of creepy, but this one here. Oh, come on, go, we'll go.
I know which one you're talking about.
How do I add it? Okay.
I thought you.
Yeah, I did. Oh, there.
Oh,
Okay.
that one. Yeah. Okay, so
That one?
I went to this. I got called to this plantation in South Carolina because they were having some unusual activity. And I started going there in 2013. The place is loaded with slaves that used to, were bound there to the white people who enslaved them. But this thing that's sitting on top of my head is a very bad thing. And I know you guys have heard of fairies and sprites. Well, I kind of want to say this is a demon sprite because it's got these three pointy things that are digging down into my head. Okay, as I'm walking around the grounds, I saw this thing sitting on top of a cottage, okay, and it was massive. Like it covered the cottage when I'm out walking around the grounds doing my walk, and it's sitting up on top of this cottage, like this 3-bedroom cottage, which is on the grounds. The next thing I know, it shrinks down to size and jumps on me. And it had bad intentions. And then I just noticed this tonight. You see, that's the number 2 on my head. And honestly, I don't know what that means. I don't know what 2.
Well, and you said that you felt like it kind of gave you like a little bit of a headache. You could.
Yeah.
A little bit of.
Yeah. I have a feeling it's trying to get at my gift because with me, my gift is in my eyes and the crown of my head.
Okay. Like tapping into that.
Right. Okay. Into that energy source there. Yeah. So that's crazy that, and a lot of us go, oh, no, that's not real. That doesn't exist. Trust me, it is real.
Oh yeah. Let me, here's another one that you, let me see this.
I can't explain it.
Let's see this one here.
Oh yeah. Okay. If you look over on the right-hand side, this is coming out of the cottage behind this witch-looking doctor standing there. It looks like a cane or something in its hands. Maybe some people in our audience will know what this is, but this looks like a Native American witch doctor, and behind it happens to be an even larger version of this on the left-hand side. And it's got a little pointy hat. And to the right of it is an old man walking with a suit on, a white shirt, and a black bow tie, and he's got white hair. But yeah, so this was, yeah.
Was that okay? Bless you. Yeah.
A Native American witch doctor, maybe? And this is 1700s, 1800s. 1700s for the witch doctor, and then the man on the right hand side was 1800s, 17 to 1800s.
Yeah. And yep. And you said you were only like what, 20 feet away or not that far?
20 feet away from it.
Wow.
And they came out of the cottage in a procession. And the smaller witch doctor, it looks like she's holding a head. She's got a head down by her side.
Do you think that it's because they know you can see them?
Yeah.
Because I get that. I have I've had entities that they flee when I come in the room. They'll leave.
Oh,
they run.
Did. Yeah, they run. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I'm of God, and so my energy is of that, from that realm. So when I go to a place, it's like everybody comes out to look at me. I mean, I was in New York City investigating a murder, and I got it on video. The spirits in this apartment complex along the East River, There's a
Okay.
brick apartment complex right there. And I walked up to the apartment complex, and on video it goes, "Thank God Mary's here." And like, I had
Oh,
no idea.
they knew you were coming.
Yeah. And honestly, guys, if you have a gift and they know when you're going to go somewhere and when you're not, it's like, we're the last to know. Okay.
Hmm.
They already know way before you
Wow. Yeah.
get there. Yep. And that's true. Yeah.
Well,
It's
like,
crazy.
I'll put this one here. This one.
Yeah. Okay. There I am.
Now, is that the same one with that other? Is that the same, like, kind of with that
Same
evil?
place. Same
Yeah.
place. Okay. Look closely. Up against the white church. That's
Okay.
a church. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Up against it are all kinds of spirits up against it. Like, one looks like a butler on the left.
Oh, yeah.
And you
Yep.
keep on going back. Yeah, they're all huddled up against the church. And then if you look closer to me, you can see some spirits right there closer up to me. There's some standing right there
Hmm.
in the woods. There's probably, believe it or not, if I sat there and I picked them all out, there's probably about 50 people in that photo.
Wow.
50 spirits.
Yeah. You can see them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they all, I guess they all wanted to have their picture taken.
A bunch of, yeah.
Yeah.
Now, when you see spirits like that, is it can they be positive ones, or is it usually because they're there because they were bad? Is that why you can still see them?
Yeah, some
They're
of
kind of the ones
them.
that are stuck.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
But some of them, I'm like, why don't you leave and go to the other side? And they're like, go to heaven. And they're like, our family's out in those fields. We can't leave.
Oh, so they have an attachment almost. They don't want
Well,
to.
like, they don't want to leave their families that are there. So it's like life is normal, like it was when they were alive, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, um, and then, and I've seen angels. I've seen the Archangel Michael 3 times in
Hmm.
my life. 3 times. It's like, what am I not doing right that I see him 3 times?
You're just
Like, hey, Michael. So, yeah. So, and I know we got some more. Oh,
yeah. This is it looks like let's see. So
oh yeah. Okay. The famous Salem, guys. The very first time I ever went to Salem, too. Okay. And so I park along Derby Street. I'm like, oh, well, let me walk down this little alleyway. Let me see what's there. And so I came across this cemetery. Had no idea. They call it the old burying grounds or something. And so I'm just walking around taking photos. And the energy was so much that I had like electric shocks running through my body before I even got to downtown Salem. As soon as I pulled off the exit, I'm like, I can't. I felt like I was being electrocuted. That's how much energy was there. And so I'm walking around the cemetery, and these are pictures from that cemetery. And the first picture, okay, and this is unedited, guys. I don't know how to edit photographs.
and I
This,
didn't when I uploaded them. I didn't do anything to these.
yeah, no.
Yeah, these are just yep.
So the photograph on the left, you see a lady in a black dress, okay? Part of her, and it looks like a tombstone, and maybe someone's coming out of the tombstone. Then you see her. She's got a white top and black arm sleeves. There's a guy in a pink top or red. It looks more like Nantucket red, the salmon color top. Okay. He's leaning over and he is putting a green cloth over the head of a victim. And I want to say this is what they are getting ready to do is hang. They are showing me what happened.
Okay.
And so he is putting the sack over the person to be hung.
Mm-hmm.
And there are people standing around him. She looks like she was the one leading the charge in having this done. I don't know who these people are, but they're showing me people being hung, like, you know.
Right.
And then the photo on, and I was shocked when I saw it. And then the photo on the right, just your average tourist, okay,
Yep.
in the blue shirt, blue pants, except for if you look closely and look at the tombstone right in front.
That's what I noticed. Right between his arm and his belly, kind of right there. If you see that distortion right there.
Yeah, that's a fingerprint. That's a
Yeah.
hand and bones of a hand, I want to say, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. But, and I noticed his face was not clear. But in the back of this photo is a guy from the 1600s, dressed in the 1600s, standing there. Looks like he came out of a tomb, because that's a tomb.
Mm-hmm.
And he's standing there, and there's a guy with a red jacket on standing
Kind of
alongside.
the right.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And
So
I'm
just
like,
standing, hanging out,
stand hanging out. That's just crazy.
like, hey, yeah.
Hey,
And
and I'm just walking by looking at him like, okay.
this was, I had increased. It doesn't change much, but just to show that it, and that's that lady in the black dress there on the left, like
Yeah, yeah.
that's her,
This is a different woman.
a different
This
woman.
woman
Okay.
looks to be black. Okay, like
Mm-hmm.
she could be a servant or a slave. She's black. She's wearing a black dress. It looks like she has a kid, holding on to a kid, and there are people behind her.
There's that
Yeah,
salmon color, that shirt or whatever.
yeah,
The guy. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. And
Wow.
this was Salmon, and she's obviously from the 1600s. That dress, that
Yeah.
period of dress. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like the one thing I have noticed in my photos, and that's part of my gift, is I can capture the other side, is that they are showing me lessons in humanity to show
Ah,
you, to
what?
show the audience lessons in humanity of what we have done to human beings.
Well, just the evil. Yeah. Just here's another. Let's see.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Those are. Yeah. That's okay. Let's see here.
And look, it looks like a guy with a long red beard too in there. I mean, that's what it looks like. White
Mm-hmm.
coat, a white. Maybe he was the minister. I never noticed him before, and that's crazy. But this is in Salem, guys. Yeah.
Wow. Yes. Let's see. Just bear with me. I'm looking at some. Okay. So that was the Salem. We did that. Let's see. This was an interest. I thought this one was an interesting. Like, just there are a lot going on. Very
Yeah.
clear.
See, okay, there's the cottage. There's
Mm-hmm.
the cottage. There's this black. I see the gray mist at the top.
Right. Yep.
Okay, now look to the right of you. See this black thing behind
Well,
the witch doctor? This black thing. It had like two heads on it. And it came out of this cottage.
wow.
They were coming out of the doorway of this cottage, guys. Now, let me tell you about this cottage. This cottage, no one's ever been able to fix it, repair it. I get sick every time I walked in that cottage or got close to it. I got incredibly sick. And that's what came out of it. So that will tell you why. And you can also see, now you see the old man walking beside the witch doctor with the white shirt on and the black coat. But if you look in the trees, there's a guy, it looks like a black man in the tree right there further to the right, if you go up the tree, it looks like a black guy.
Okay.
On the tree. He's wearing white. But yeah, I mean, that's
Yeah.
an insane photo. And if anybody would know what these two dark entities are, one I think is a witch doctor. But
Okay.
what the hell is that thing behind her? It was giant. And I mean, absolutely giant. And if anybody has any idea what that is, I encountered it. I just don't know what it is. And I was warned to be very careful.
Careful, like, yeah.
I was warned by spirit, careful.
Careful.
They're coming. And it's
Okay.
like, who is it? What is it?
Wow. Well, at least you got a heads up on that one, you
Right.
know.
Before
That's
I saw it walk out. Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, so
Well,
my gift nowadays is I can take photos of them. I
mhm.
can capture them in videos. I can see them. And then the latest part of my gift was circling where missing people are.
Mm.
Spirit coming to me, Alex Holland, Glenn Jackson, oh my gosh, I forgot the names of the others.
Well, you did it, you know, when we did that case that the kid over in Europe down in what was it? Remember we did the episode with the English guy kid that was down in was it North?
Jack?
Not Jack O'Sullivan, the other one that he was like got that girl got him to like run drugs or whatever, and
Oh yeah.
what was that one? Yeah, how you pinpointed him? It like
yeah, and
and
there have been so many. It's like,
Mhm.
but it's called for me, and it will be part of my book. It's called Spiritual Imprints, guys. Part of my book that I'm working on, but I pick up their imprints. It's like we as living human beings leave carbon footprints wherever we go. Well, when you're dead, you leave spiritual imprints, and so that I can pick that up.
Like energetic residue. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
exactly what it is. It's energy. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. And if you're sensitive to it, it's all around.
Right. I know. And like you are,
Mhm.
your gift, Jason.
Yeah, I have to say that in the last 5 years it's gotten stronger. But as far as evolving, a lot of it had to do because I'm more of an empath, so it's not. I'm not. I have seen things and experienced.
Right.
I've had my fair share of things, but growing up, you just know not to that it's not something that you just freely talk about,
Right.
because
Right.
of people's judgment and
right. I know. And even today, the South, they're a little bit more open to it, but I simply can't. I can't talk about my gift when I go back home because everybody's so closed-minded.
yeah, and at that point it's really not worth. It's not worth stirring the pot.
No,
if it's falling on deaf ears or
yeah, I know.
they're lost. They're lost.
It is. I know. Hey, Tita. So okay.
Well, do you want to? We have I do have a case if you want to touch on the I have a case for you if you want to just kind of. Or is there anything else that you want to?
No, I mean
talk about?
Yeah,
Okay.
and if any of the viewing audience has questions about what kind of gift they may have, I'll try my best to answer it.
Okay.
But yeah, a case would be good.
Well, let's see. Brooke just said something.
Oh, hey, Brooke. Sneaking out from the family.
Well, she just said, Jason, you're gifted more than me, I think. You just never knew it. I didn't either. I got 10 years on you, Brooke, so all in due time. So
yeah.
yeah, if anyone just has a question or something, just put in all caps so I know there's not too many. Let's see. I'm bad at, like, that's where we have Brooke come in. So maybe you give me a heads up, Brooke, if someone has a question particular. But while we're doing that, we can do that towards the end. We're at the 45 mark. Do you want to do we have that this I thought it was kind of odd, this Corey Daniely, is that how you would pronounce it? I'm going to show you his picture, but I just thought it was odd because I noticed that he had passed when he was 33, and I looked up and it was 3:33 and 33 degrees out. So
wow.
this is him. Okay. This is.
Oh, what a beautiful soul.
Mm-hmm. And I don't have it. I'm sorry. One of our viewers had recommended it, so it was a case that I brought up, and so I have this picture of him here, and then I know you. Let's see. This is like about being drawn to an area or a map.
Right. So I saw that picture. I was told the address of where he was last seen, and he's there. Guys, he was murdered. I feel like 3 guys jumped him. His mother, and he showed me underneath a trailer, like a trailer. It was like long, flat roof, perhaps, where the party was. They kept his body under this trailer. And then I feel like they moved him to orchids, wherever orchids are.
Okay.
Flowers. He's among flowers.
All right.
But I got this area in particular, if he was moved, but this is where he was murdered. This is where I believe perhaps this square area where these buildings, these houses are, this is where he is. Very first thing I got when I saw his face was hillside flowers. Now, I don't see any hillsides right there. Unless they took his body from here and they moved him. But I know they did a very extensive search, like 14 miles, out to 14 miles. I don't believe they've combed every inch of this place. There's just no physically they can't comb every square inch of this place. I feel like he is still here, and he is somewhere close to here on the outer skirts of it. They just hid his body, or they took his body away when they were searching. And that's what I got with him. I saw that first photo. It's like he's right there. And I took a photo of it. I just wanted to
put his name up there, just so if anyone, just to kind of. And you said it was kind of before what you got from it. It was wrong place, wrong time. It wasn't targeted. It
wasn't targeted. It was just, I feel like they jumped him. 3 guys jumped him. They killed him there. If his mother or family are watching, his body was hid underneath something that looked like a trailer. Okay. And it could possibly still be there. Why they didn't, I know they had cadaver dogs and everything, and they couldn't find him. And my thing is, I think they moved his body. They probably picked up the scent. I know they're still working on, and see, there's a hill right there. Okay. There's a hill. And I know they're still working on this case, DNA. He was missing last year. So
It's been a year, just a little over. Yeah.
The guy that said,
Mhm.
I have his phone in his backpack. We don't know where he is. He's lying. Somebody arrest
Oh.
that man.
All right. Well,
This
we
is
do.
from Spirit.
Yeah, and I just wanted to touch on that one. I had that one, but we are getting close. We've got a few questions, Mary. So I just wanted to. Okay. Let's see. I'm just okay. Waters asks, I'd like to know what gifts I have and thank you. Do you need a picture, Mary, or can
Yeah, I
you?
need a picture.
Okay, Waters. Can you email how about
The real
the real Mary,
Mary.
the medium at
At-
gmail.com?
Yeah.
Let me,
Email
I'll,
me a picture of yourself and I'll tell you what kind of gifts you have.
I'm putting real. Yep, and I'll try to the real.
The real Mary, the medium
Yep. Medium.
at gmail.com.
Okay. Brooke is way faster at this than I am.
Oh, I know. I'm so slow.
You know, I hate that. Yeah, and I'll try to. And then the other one is, what do you think about the drones?
Somebody shoot them down. Why are we waiting to get permission to shoot them down? Shoot them down.
Yeah, that was
If they
Melissa
flew
asked that
over
one.
my house, I would take my shotgun and I would shoot them down and ask questions later. Oh, well, gee, how do I know they're spraying something up in the air? I'm going to shoot their ass down until I find out. I'm going to find out exactly what it is. Why are we as America looking to someone else to give us permission to shoot them down? Shoot the fuckers down.
Oh, you're fine. I think we get so many an episode before, like, yeah, you're good. I don't.
I said Fockers.
Well, yeah.
Shoot the Fockers.
With a PH, right?
Right. Shoot them down, damn it. Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, why? Why are we allowing them? Guys, China flew their balloons over us, what, last year? This is them. Shoot them down.
Yeah, that's okay.
Shoot them down.
I know that they can the police can, like, if you have when they can, like, basically kill it, like, like there's a kill switch, but it said tell
Blow
Mary.
them up.
Yeah.
I know. And they're spraying something in there. What the hell are they spraying? Okay. That's scary. So
I've been asking that one for years, but I don't. Yeah, I think there's a little bit of something in everything else. I
hope my friend Astro is safe. Don't breathe the air, Astro. Wear a mask, okay? Because they're in New Jersey. That's where she is. Just don't breathe.
Yeah.
Don't breathe.
Don't go outside without your hazmat suit.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. Oh my God. Seriously.
All right. Well. Okay.
Anything else?
Well, Melissa was saying payload could be deadly, virus possibly. Honestly, when it comes to that stuff, I think there's a level of keeping people in a state of fear.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And it's not all nefarious, but it's a, then again, look who's doing it.
It could very well be. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's something
virus. Like we haven't gone through this man-made virus the last, 2020 to 2022. Come on, people.
Well, and the thing is, it's, you look at when it all said and done, we've had flu seasons worse.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just the fear. And like, like what they tell people to stay inside, go out and get vitamin D, it's just like,
I know.
it's,
I
they
know.
don't teach, well, about nutrition and our food
Mm-hmm.
and all that. And it's like, the last thing they want is us to be healthy,
Oh, I know.
because that's less customers.
Yeah, I'm really excited about Kennedy taking that. I hope to hell he revamps the food industry. Those food conglomerates, like, I hope they pass laws to rule out a lot of things that they are allowed to put
In
in
our food
foods.
supply that
Like,
they aren't.
yeah. I forgot dipotassium something. I forgot what it was. So nut pods, okay, that they're made from coconut and almond milk. They got dipotassium phosphate in it, guys. That's a fertilizer. That's found in fertilizer, and they're putting it in your coffee in the morning. Yeah, there's all kinds of stuff that are found in our foods that the FDA and these food conglomerates can get away with, like
Well,
titanium
aren't some of it's because
dioxide.
aren't they cumulative? So like in theory, like that portion, it's not toxic in that one, but if it's like the
Oh, I
yellow
mean,
phosphate of
it shouldn't.
Prussia.
It shouldn't even
Yeah.
be found in it to begin with.
Right.
Like titanium dioxide, like your glasses you get from Lens Crafters, Walmart, titanium dioxide, your eyeglasses, the metal. It was found in Daya cheese, the vegan cheese,
Oh yeah.
So I called him out on it on Twitter. I said, "Why are you putting titanium dioxide?" Oh, well, it's a molecule different than no bullshit. It's still titanium dioxide. Take it out. Come up with something different. You know what they put instead? Corn. How do you get your cattle and your pigs fat before slaughter? Corn. You
Is
give them
it
corn.
GMO corn?
All corn is
Is
genetically
GM? Yeah.
modified. All corn,
Yeah.
period, is
And
genetically
sprayed, I'm
modified.
sure. With
Oh, yeah, yeah.
yeah.
So they took out titanium dioxide in some, but instead they substituted corn, which is just as bad. So
Yeah.
I don't even buy Daya anymore. I don't buy nut pods. So I mean, read the labels, guys. This is what I do for a living in my day job. I mean, I even thought about a garden.
I started to study nutrition, and I kind of had to back off because it got a little overwhelming. Because even if you're in the health food section, it's not so healthy.
No, it's not healthy at all.
No.
Not period.
And so,
And Organic Girl lettuces found in the box lettuce section. Okay, when it comes in a box and it says triple washed, it is triple washed with a chemical agent, guys, to keep it from turning. I don't care if it's organic or not. They still wash it with a chemical agent to keep it lasting as long as it does in those square boxes. And so
well, as far as for it to be natural, it only has to be 3%
see
of an organic substance for it. And that's a skincare and
yeah. And one other thing, and I'll get off the topic. Natural flavors. Do you know where that comes from? Do you know where that comes from? The natural food industry has been allowed to use caged up beavers. Okay, they're caged beavers, and they squeeze their
I
anal
heard
glands.
that it was
Right.
Isn't that like raspberry or there's
They squeeze their anal glands to extract the flavor to use in the food industry, and they call it natural flavors, guys.
So what I want to know, Mary, is how someone came across and thought, now that beaver, like that tastes just like.
You know what? And they use it in Tabasco. They use it, believe it or not, in horseradish. Anything. When you see natural flavors on the label, put it back. Free the beavers. Okay, because that's
Yeah.
it's.
I just want to
It's
know, like, how
terrible.
did that
It's
come to
killing
be?
them. They are being raised for this purpose, and it's killing
Mhm.
them. It's very, very painful.
Mm. Yeah.
It's terrible, isn't it? Terrible. And all of these photos that you showed tonight are spirits from the other side, guys, showing humanity what we've done. We need to change.
We do.
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we are at an hour and 32 seconds. So
Wow.
thanks for everyone joining us tonight, and my me plumbing around there. Yeah.
Oh,
So
it's great. Thanks so much, Jason.
I
Really
enjoy
appreciate
it, and I thank you for the opportunity, and believe it, we got some
So,
things planned.
so the Corey guy, the black gentleman that
Yes.
lost his life out in Fresno County, please go back and search under those houses. So the cadaver dogs will pick up his scent under a square looking mobile home trailer. And the body probably will not be there, but his scent will probably be there. But what they've done is they have taken him and they have buried him a hillside with orchids, with flowers, a hillside. But you will find his scent under a trailer in that block, that picture that we showed. They killed him.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
Thank you so much.
Well, thank you, everyone, and thanks for and Brooke and Jeff will be back next week. We had Brooke in the chat tonight. Thanks, Brooke, and
Thanks,
until
Brooke.
next week. Okay. Thank you
Okay,
so
guys.
much.
All
Okay.
right. Have a good
Bye.
night. Bye.